how to pay off dirty, nasty, toxic credit card debt as quickly as possible and stay out of it for good. Sharing with you my hit list strategy right now. Hi everyone, welcome back to Sugar Mama TV. I am financial planner Canna Campbell. I hope that you are safe, I hope that you're well, and I hope that you're working on your own exciting financial goals. Today I want to talk to you about credit card debt. Now, I'm not anti-credit cards at all. Credit cards can be really helpful when it comes to managing a budget, managing cash flow, particularly when you have like a rewards program that really works for you that's linked to the credit card. And I myself, yes, I have a credit card, but I don't have credit card debt. And my credit cards work for me. Kind of like carbs. If you have carbs or excessive carbs, it doesn't help you. It ends up, making you put on some weight, you feel bloated, you feel sluggish and lethargic, and it can be really bad for your intestines. But when you have the right type of carbs, it can give you optimal energy. It can help you get through the day. It contributes to an overall balanced diet. So credit cards are kind of like carbohydrates. You want to make sure you use them wisely. Anyway, today I want to talk about credit card debt and how to get out of credit card debt for good. Now, this is called my hit list strategy. I explain it in detail in both of my books, The $1,000 Project and Mindful Money, both of which are available overseas and they're applicable to all different countries because it's all about great, simple strategies that work. Anyway, the hit list strategy does potentially sometimes cost you a little bit more. But the thing about this is it's a strategy that really works with the psychology of money because you actually see progress. You see your debts coming down and you're more engaged and more motivated to really get that debt down. It's kind of like becomes like a game, which is why it's called the hit list strategy. So it may cost you a little bit of interest in the long run, but it means you'll be debt-free a lot faster. And I have coached thousands and thousands of people out of huge credit card debt, like I'm talking $80,000 or more. And this really works. And they really love the strategy because, as I said, kind of like a game. Now, this is what you need to do. Grab a piece of paper and a pen. And what I want you to do is write down every single person or institution or organization or credit card company that you owe money to and exactly how much you owe them. I then want you to organize that list from the smallest debt to the largest debt. So say, for example, I owe my mum $100. I owe American Express $2,000. I owe MasterCard $4,000. I would put it in that order. Smallest debt all the way down to the largest debt. Now, next thing I would do is I would put a minimum repayment plan in place for each of those. That means that my debts are quarantined. They cannot get any bigger than what they are because there's a minimum repayment plan in place. I would also stop using any credit cards. If you are in credit card debt, and I'm talking credit card debt that creates stress in your life, that is a sign that you do not need a credit card in your life right now. You might be able to come back to using a credit card further down the track when you've demonstrated a healthy habit system, you have some emergency money set up, and you would start to respect and use a credit card wisely. But for the meantime, it's a temptation. It's a danger for you. So just put that credit card in the freezer in a block of ice so you cannot use it. Now, in the meantime, you need to be teaching yourself how to stick to a budget and live off cash in the meantime. And when you do your budget, make sure you've factored in all of those minimum repayment plans in place. Now, once you've done that, I want you to start thinking outside of the square. I want you to think of all the different things you can do that involves extra effort in your life to come up with some extra money. It might be things that you can sell. It might be taking up a weekend job. It might be doing, some side hustles such as online market research, surveys, babysitting work, dog walking, house sitting, anything you can do that will help bring in some extra money. You might even be able to up your hours at work, or you might be able to take on some additional projects, or even if you're really good at your job, potentially you could ask for like a pay rise or a promotion or something like that. But the point is, I want you to find extra money in your life. Now, the moment you come up with some savings or some extra new money that comes in, I don't care how small it is, even if it's $1, I don't care. Transfer it as a lump sum payment to the person on the top of your list, your smallest debt possible. Now, continue on this process. So say, for example, I do some babysitting work and I earn, say, $80. The moment I receive that $80, I will transfer it to my mum, that $100 loan. And I can now make a note of this, that my debt is now down to $20. Now, I continue on doing this. So I might do some more babysitting work and I make, say, another $80. Awesome, great. I then give the remaining $20 to my mum, tick it off, cross it off my list, and I go down to the next person, second on the list, as the next focus of all my energies to pay this person off as quickly as possible. So from that $80 I just earned from babysitting, $20 went to my mum, tick, done. And then the remaining $60 now goes to the next debtor on my list. This is really important that I keep going. Now, the reason why this works is because of the psychology of the money. You see, when you've got multiple debts, it's kind of like juggling lots of balls. If you have lots of balls in the air, you're more likely to drop a ball. And if it's a glass ball, it's going to shatter. If it's a rubber ball, it will bounce. It's okay. But it's important that you try and get as many balls out of the air as possible, because the sooner and the quicker we get those balls out of the air, the easier and the more enjoyable and the more effective we are in getting all the balls out of the air. And we can enjoy a financially stress-free life. So what you do is you have to constantly monitor your progress. As I said, I will make a note of my debts. I tick my mother off that list, and I now make a note of what my total debt is, the new reduced amount, and I feel good about it. I can see that the sacrifice of not going out on a Saturday night and maybe doing some babysitting work has helped me get one of those debtors out of my life. I'm feeling good about myself, and I feel more motivated and engaged by finances to keep going, to work on the second debt of my life. And because I have those minimum debt repayment plans in place, which is structured through my budget, I know all of these ones will take time, but they are managed in the meantime. Now, the moment you tick someone off your list, you make sure you go and increase your debt repayment plan for the second person on your list. So say, for example, I originally had, say, a $5 per month debt repayment plan to my mother for that $100 loan. The moment that loan was paid off to my mother, that $5 per month now shifts to the second person on my list. And the moment the second person on my list has been paid off, and say my debt repayment plan was, say, $50 a month, I then reshift that debt repayment plan to include what I'm already doing on debt number 3. I continue on doing this until I'm completely debt free. I'm checking in with myself the whole way through. I'm constantly looking at additional ways to bring in some extra money and to save some extra money. And I can't stress, it is so important to go through your budget. Look at your lifestyle, because obviously there's a problem with your budget. The reason why you've got into debt in the first place is you're not sticking to a budget. Now, it's important to also point out, if you have a budget, that's great, but you've got to make sure you're sticking to your budget. There's no point having a budget not sticking to it, because you may as well throw it out the window. You've got to stick to your budget. So review it on a regular basis, see where you're at, see what additional savings you can find, see what things you can temporarily go without, because it's all worth it when you become debt free. Now, the moment you are debt free, you tick that last person off your list. You are feeling great. You are feeling in control. You are feeling powerful, and you are excited. You have this huge release in your life of being debt free. I want to make sure that you never repeat history. Never. So all those hacks and habits that you've established during your debt free journey, I want you to now use and rechannel to build up savings. So all those debt repayment plans that you were using to get out of your debt, all those regular monthly repayment plans, all those additional side hustles, and even additional savings that you found in your budget, I want you to use those to start building up savings, emergency savings, so that if anything happens out of the blue, whether it be a medical expense, whether it be a family emergency, whatever it may be, you never need to lean on a credit card. You simply have emergency savings in place that makes you feel really in control and gives you a good night's sleep. And if you ever use that emergency savings, you know exactly how and when to restock your emergency savings account. All right, everyone, let me know how you go with this strategy. Let me know how much debt you're in and what you're doing to help hustle or save some extra money in your budget to get debt free. All right, everyone, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for some more financial hacks in your life. Ciao for now.